Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Tego Cyber. We're sitting here once again with Shannon, who has some ideas of how the average person can improve their own cybersecurity. Because, as you know, everyone should be protecting themselves in some way because no one is immune to a cyber attack. All right, Shannon, I hand it to you.
Thanks, Michael. So, when we think about cybersecurity, a lot of people think that cybersecurity is this very complex thing that really, as like a normal consumer or a normal citizen, there's not much that we can do to protect ourselves. But there are actually a lot of things that we can do that are very simple that can help protect us and protect our information. For example, there's the idea of password security, making sure that you don't use the same password on all of your online accounts, and using a password manager to manage, because everybody, we have hundreds of accounts now, so it's impossible to remember. I don't think I've remembered a password in probably 10 years.
Yeah.
But use a password manager, create different passwords for all of your accounts. Don't reuse them. And that kind of reuse is one of the things that is causing a lot of these data breaches, where one website will be breached and maybe they didn't have any protection around your password and your username, and a cyber criminal will get a hold of that, and they'll basically create a tool to go against other websites and other platforms and say, hey, I've got the credentials from here. If I cycle this through my tool, how many accounts can I get into on this other website? And that's what we saw, I think, about 2 Christmases ago with the Ring platform, is that the cyber criminals basically took all these different data breaches of credentials from other platforms and used their tool against the Ring platform. And folks that had used the same password on the Ring platform as those breached passwords and didn't have two-factor authentication, they basically were able to get into their Ring accounts, access camera feeds, look at the account information. So password security is a big thing. And then, of course, I just touched on it. When you can enable two-factor authentication, that basically means you'll get an email with the code, or you'll get an SMS message with the code when you try to log into your account. I would suggest that you enable that every single time that you want to log into your bank account. Ask for a two-factor code. On other websites, maybe ask for, if you notice that I'm logging in from another location, ask me for my two-factor code or something like that. And then there's also another two-factor for like Google and Yahoo, will they'll actually allow you two-factor authentication through one of their apps on your mobile device too. So
Hmm.
there's lots of different ways that you can do two-factor authentication.
Getting to the first with the passwords, this is something that actually happened to me. And luckily, it happened in the least worst way possible because, well, if any cyber criminals are watching, I already changed the password, so don't try to get me. But I was using the
Right.
same password for multiple things. And one day, and it was from some website. I think it was what was that? The MyFitnessPal hack, something like that.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I was sitting there listening to Spotify, and all of a sudden, my music changed to Spanish music, and I was like, "What's going on here?" And it turned out someone else had got my account credentials online and was trying to use my Spotify to get free Spotify. So that was a fun one. However, if they would have been more savvy, they would have got my PayPal, and that would have been disastrous. So
Oh yeah, for sure.
very
Yeah.
glad they went for the Spotify first, giving me time
Right.
to go in and change everything. So I didn't get got with all of my PayPal connected accounts. So yeah, it's a very true story, and it does happen to people all the time. And
Hmm.
there are websites you can go on and check to see if your passwords or your emails have been leaked. And I suggest you guys go give those a look. And two-factor authentication is definitely something that's very useful. And I would stress not to lose access to it because you're going to have a hard time getting in as well if you lose it. So just keep good track of whatever device you have your two-factor authentication set up on. But yeah, it's definitely, as far as I know, the easiest and most convenient way to have strong security.
Right. Absolutely. And there's other simple things that you can do, as well as, just changing the passwords. We're deploying a lot of smart technology in our homes nowadays, and just doing something simple as changing the password for that smart device, appliance, whatever you're putting in your home when you get it. There's been news, lots of articles about how baby monitoring, baby camera systems are being hacked constantly because people just put them in their homes, hook them up, connect them to the internet, and then don't change the passwords from the defaults. And
Mhm.
then, of course,
Yeah.
attackers are getting in and scaring people in the middle of the night by talking to them through the baby monitors and stuff like that. And there's been lots of intrusions into camera systems as well, where people have just failed to change from the default username and password. So,
Yeah.
just like I said, there's a lot of simple things that you can do to protect yourself.
Agreed, agreed. And another big one, especially with mobile devices, is be careful what you download. That's been a
Hmm.
classic one since the internet's been out, especially things that go into APIs that connect to Facebook and such. Those things can
Right.
easily get access to your account. So always be careful. Don't go downloading something that has like two downloads and nothing else attached to it and like a misspelled name. People will often try to get your information that way too and access to your stuff. But all right,
Right.
Shannon, thank you so much for sharing your advice with everybody. Anything else you want to add before we go?
Just, I know you touched on the mobile device security. So yeah, just really, if you're going to download an app for your phone, the iTunes Store or the Google Play Store, occasionally malicious apps will make their way into those two places, but usually there's the vetting process that they use. But going out to a third-party website and downloading something for your Android phone is
Yeah.
pretty much an assured way that you'll be infected with something.
True, true. All right, Shannon. Well, again, thank you so much for the advice. Thank you, everybody, for watching. You got any questions about cybersecurity or what you can do to improve yours? Let us know. Shannon's the expert. We'll have her get you an answer right away. And thank you, everyone, for watching. Shannon, have a wonderful day.
Thanks, you too, Michael.